Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Rebelwatch. I'm your host, Campbell Holmes. Alongside me, as always, sports reporters ROVEGNO, TAYE, COLEMAN, and Walker Farmer. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. We have a packed show today for you, including Ole Miss men's basketball. Last week we talked about them a little negatively. We were kind of in the losing column. We are back in the winning column. 2 huge wins for us, conference, Oklahoma, and of course, number 4, Tennessee. Let's talk about Oklahoma first. We'll save Tennessee for later. Let me just say, Sean Padula. That's all I have to say for Oklahoma. Our offense was amazing, shooting 50% from the field. We got ahead early. Obviously, Oklahoma did creep back into the game. But, I mean, Sean Padula, with that 19 seconds left to go, was crazy. He won me over that game. He really did.
Yeah, that was just a very clutch shot, a shot we really had to have. I saw a lot of people say it might have been a shot that kind of saved the season a little bit. Yeah. A game we could not lose, would have been our 4th in a row. But luckily, we won that game. Mainly because, like what you said, Sean Padula had 26 that game, just put the team on his back, and then it just allowed for us to build on that. It was just the perfect bounce-back game for us to beat Tennessee. I guess we'll talk about that later.
And you know, we've been having some problems with offense recently, and just getting those percentages right. And I mean, five players were in double figures that game, and that just says a lot about them.
Yeah, I was going to agree. We haven't been shooting the ball too great. Like you said, 50% from the field. Not the best, but again, trying to not get that 3-game losing streak. Definitely kind of halt the negative momentum, kind of turn around and kind of pick back off where we left off, where earlier we were kind of had some good momentum going on with Auburn previously, and kind of, again, just stop that bad momentum while we go into the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. And it's 2 sides and 2 narratives to the story of this game, and that's Oklahoma is fighting to make the tournament. And on the other side of that, we've had 2-3 bad games, and we had to get a win. So it's a must-win situation on both sides here. And this is the first time we play Oklahoma this season. So you also want to give Oklahoma a taste of SEC basketball, right? It's a lot, but I think Padula took over, and I think that's the key here. To be able to dive on the floor for loose balls and to dominate on the offensive end the entire second half, I mean, he won over the game, and he took over the game. But like you said, Campbell, it was still a team win in the sense of having 5 people over 10 points. So all in all, I think it was just an amazing game. To be back home, to get back in the win column, and to take that into a game like Tennessee was everything and more.
Yeah, for sure. I think that win against Oklahoma was definitely a helper with Wednesday night's game against Tennessee, getting that confidence back. Okay, we have a win under our belt again. We're still showing that, we are the team we still were. Not like they weren't, but they were showing some weaknesses in the last 4 games. And so the Tennessee game was my favorite game I have had this season with them. They were amazing. Jamin Brakefield, I have been hoping and praying he would have a game like this where he showed everybody he is on this team for a reason. I mean, 19 points in the final 11 minutes is crazy.
Nuts. Yeah,
nuts. And I think he was my player of the game. Obviously, Rebs, they were 5-0. They're 5-0 in games that are decided by 4 points or fewer, which we'll talk about this later on. I think that's going to help us a lot in the tournament.
I agree.
In close games, but the game was awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Going back to Brakefield, he's definitely the player of the game, because I think when you choose to put in the work and you choose to take on any role that the coach wants, or just to have an open mindset, I think the game sometimes rewards you for that. And I think this was on full display. This was carefree basketball. I have been the most critical of shot selection and the things he does on the court. But his ability to play with confidence and to go in, to spin move, to have your full bag on full display, I think it shows a lot, right? And it shows that he has the ability to take over the game. Now, we have multiple players on this team who have the ability to take over games. And just like the Oklahoma game, this is another game where you have 5-6 players at 10-plus points. So, once again, this is an amazing team, and we have so many X-factor players and so many tools in the toolkit here. It was just amazing to see that. But Brakefield is definitely player of the game, in my opinion.
I will say one thing before you start. I think key player, Jamin, whole thing for the team was points in the paint. We outscored them 46-20. Is that what you're going to say?
That's what I was going to say. 8 of 9 from the field, but down low he got it done. We out-rebounded them, and that's what I've been saying the whole year. If we can get more boards, we had 37 boards, and that's kind of been the story. We down low, and that's been the story of the last couple of weeks. Again, Mississippi State, we lost our turnover, the rebound battle to them both times we played them, and that shows drastically when we play better teams moving forward that we're going to have to be able to be more physical, bring that SEC to them, whoever we play in their tournament. And yes, we just showed it a lot more last night, or Wednesday night.
We definitely showed it a lot more. To be able to continue to play at a dominant and high level, when you're in foul trouble, guys getting subbed in and out of the game, it's hard to constantly get in the groove. It's hard to constantly stay focused. But this more so felt like senior night, go out there and just have fun and play basketball. That's what this really felt like. The whole team was passing the ball. The whole team was allowing the whole team to get looks. So I think senior night and the energy and all of that, I think it fed into the win.
That's how you win, too, having fun.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it a lot easier to do the job when you had the confidence to do that.
For sure.
I think another really encouraging thing from this win is I really don't feel like we played even our best basketball. We still struggled in a few areas, mainly three-point shooting, only made 5 threes, all of them in the first half. And we allowed Tennessee to make a ton of open threes. They ended up making 12 on the night. But I know some reasons of that were because of our defense, we're so swarming, do a lot of double teams that will leave some guys open. But that worked out well because something this game that I think could really unlock us as a team was just that we could actually rebound. And then when we could rebound, get second chance opportunities, I feel like this team can do so many more things than we thought were possible just a few weeks ago. So just very encouraging to see that, not playing our best, and just another game in March. You know, March basketball, you want to play your best basketball of the year. Finding a way to win 2 close games by 3 and then 2 over Oklahoma and Tennessee, I think it's very, very encouraging. I guess we'll find out more against Florida on Saturday.
And the last thing I want to touch on that we haven't spoken on, the Dre Davis double-double. Did so much for this win. And I know, he has the foul when they hit that 3-point shot to tie the game. Yeah. But Dre Davis played phenomenal basketball the entire night, plugging in, rebounding, doing everything you want. I mean, he grabbed a double-double in the SEC. Mm-hmm. Like, that is amazing. He played phenomenal. I just wanted to touch on that.
For sure. It's very promising, very encouraging. We're not done talking about it. When we get back from the short break, Walker's going to talk about his top 5 plays of the Tennessee game, and we'll talk about the Florida game on Saturday. We'll be back.
Dynamic freshman is starting to make his impact.
Dagger with the shot clock down to 1.
That 3-ball drops for Jamin Brakefield. Fagan from the corner with a triple. Burrell for 3, and that's a big response. 3-ball, yes. Miss shooting lights out of the pavilion. And give him one more. Wow, alley-oop. No, you can't teach that. Well, that should give Ole Miss a boost.
Welcome back. Like I said, we cannot stop talking about these last 2 wins. Speaking of the Tennessee game, Walker has top 5 plays that he's going to do it, so let's do it.
Yeah, let's dive into a big win for Ole Miss over the number 4 ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Up first, we have Juju Murray with a big contested three, makes it and one, banked it in. A big three from Juju when the game could have gotten out of hand in the first half. Next, Jamin Brakefield, behind the back finishes plus the foul. That was the first of 19 points in the second half for Brakefield. Speaking of him, again, a nice spin move finish. Now, Igor Milichik, the 3 and 1, down 4. He makes that and tied it. Big mistake for the Rebels. But let's see, can we bounce back? Padula put up a 3. No good. You know who it is. Jamin Brakefield with the putback. The Rebels take the lead. Let's see if Tennessee can try to tie to force overtime. No, they cannot. Didn't really have good grip of the ball. They don't make it. And the Ole Miss Rebels upset the number 4 ranked Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah, I seriously cannot be happier for Jamin Brakefield and the team in general. I think, like we said, it was a game that built so much confidence going into Florida. I mean, there was 12 lead changes, and they were tied at least 13 times. And in games like that, that is what we're going to be seeing in March. That is what you see in tournaments, in the SEC tournament, in March Madness. That is what you are going to see. So I think it was one of those wins that showed them they can do this. They can be against a top 5 team and beat them in the last few seconds. And I think going into Florida, at Florida, again, they're a top 5 team. I think this builds a lot of confidence, and I think we have a very good chance against Florida.
Definitely. I mean, what better game can you have before going into a game against a Florida team who went down the wire with Bama just yesterday, right? Yeah. To go into a game like that after having your fans storm the court with you to feel that. Chris Beard said, like, taking a smell at the roses. Like, I think that speaks to kind of the energy that you have going into a game like this. Like, we had a momentum. We can win. We're a good team. We can celebrate. We can do things like this. I would definitely expect us to go down the wire with Florida, and I wouldn't be surprised if we beat them outright.
I agree, and I think a key to the game is going to be our defense. Florida, they are very fast on offense. They are able to run the ball down and just make a layup like that. I think our defense is what needs to
I agree.
happen.
You know who's fast on offense is Walter Clayton Jr. Yeah, he's been against Alabama. He dropped 22 points in the against Alabama, and he averages 17 a game, and he's really electric right now. So Sean Padula's going to have a tall task against Florida to kind of slow him down. You don't have to stop him. You don't have to completely isolate him. We got to slow him down, force some bad shots, make sure we get that ball back and kind of play to their pace, play to their speed, and try to kind of match eye to eye with them.
For sure.
Yeah, I thought you had a great point, Campbell. We have to play good defense because defense travels. We don't need to depend on us having a good shooting night. Like I said, against Tennessee, we really didn't have the best shooting night, and we still found a way to win because of our defense and rebounding. So hopefully we play good defense, but all those open threes we allowed Tennessee to shoot, we will not get away with that against Florida with Walter Clayton Jr., like you said, Elijah Martin, Will Richard. They will knock down those threes every single time. They're one of the best scoring teams in the entire country. I even think they're a better scoring team than Auburn. They can shoot the lights out, especially from 3. So if our defense can limit them, hopefully force some turnovers, especially some live ball turnovers, convert and transition, I think we'll have a great chance to possibly pull off another upset this week.
And I think we can definitely do that. Sean Padula and Juju Murray play tremendous on-ball defense. They constantly put these young freshmen in position, like these freshman scorers who are scoring 16, 17 plus points per game. They put them in these positions of having to do so much with the ball. Like they constantly have to force them to move, and they get steals, and they dive on the floor for loose balls, and they put in the extra effort. So I just think it won't be as hard as it seems, right? They do a tremendous job of just forcing opposing offenses to think fast. So maybe we don't translate that on like the physical side, but mentally we're forcing these teams to have to be uncomfortable. So I think we can definitely snatch one in Florida.
I think so too.
I mean, sums it up pretty good. Go in there, bring the energy that we had this last game, and hopefully carry that over until March.
For sure. Saturday is the day to watch. We are not done talking about Rebel teams that have been winning. When we come back from the short break, we'll be talking about Ole Miss baseball. We'll be back.
NewsWatch is a student-run newscast that goes live every week, Monday through Thursday at 5 o'clock.
NewsWatch is more than just a college team. It is an immersive learning experience. You learn certain skills that help you in your future journalism career.
Rebelwatch is just a cool experience because like I want to do something in the sports world, so just to get the chance to do that on a platform like this, it's just a great opportunity.
We are the only live station in the Oxford-Lafayette area, with Tupelo being the closest. We cover all local news.
Where are we gonna go?
Someplace warm. A place where the beer flows like wine. Where beautiful women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. I'm talking about a little place called
Oxford, Mississippi.
To see it is to believe it. You hear about it, but you just have to see the party.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grove.
The sound and fury are here. Getting out of toe down.
Pageantry, the pride, the pomp is unmatched and unrivaled.
This stadium has come unhinged.
This is what college football is all about.
Oh, as he gets walloped.
No coach is having more fun than usual.
This is the place to be in college football right now.
Welcome back. Like I said, we have yet another Ole Miss team in the winning column consistently, and that is Ole Miss baseball. We had a great series sweep against Wright State University. One of our sports reporters, Caitlin Salas, was there to catch the game on Sunday. Let's take a look.
The Reds had a series sweep this Sunday against Wright State after an all-around great play.
We can do a lot of different things well. We can defend. We can pitch it. We can hit it. We can run. We can steal bases. We can hit some homers, and so we're pretty good.
A big change for this game compared to previous ones was the starting lineup, and after a positive game, this proves the well-roundedness of the team.
We've shown some real depth position player-wise, and we've shown some real depth on the mound and some different options, and so that's exciting.
One lineup change included the pitcher being Mason Nichols, and he led the team strikeout after strikeout. Other leading players included Austin Foley and Judd Utermark with big home runs. Although the whole team played well together, ending the series with the sweep, and this was all recognized.
I felt like I've been a little bit better each time, so that's the goal this time of year is to keep improving and try and limit where I can, and I can do a better job of that in the future. But I'm proud of the performance today, not just by me, but the guys who came in after me. It's crazy.
Another great Rebels win against Wright State for the series sweep. Make sure to keep watching and supporting the Rebs throughout the rest of the season. Here at Swayze Field, I'm Caitlin Salas, and you're watching NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Thank you, Caitlin. Yeah, very, very, very impressive weekend against Wright State. Even more impressive, Wednesday night against Murray State. I think that was probably just, like we said with men's basketball, such a great confidence booster that you can come back in games like those and be able to still get that win. I mean, 10th win in a row, still undefeated at home. It is a good feeling in Swayze Field.
Yeah, I think you described it perfectly. I was really going to say it's just like basketball. Just finding a way to come back and win close games is so crucial. I know we're almost to the tournament in basketball, but even as far away as we are from June and postseason baseball, it's important to win close games like this. We haven't really played a lot of close games this year because we've just blown kind of everyone out. But now this is our second walk-off of the season, an amazing walk-off too. We were down by 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. No one on base, 2 outs. So it looks like the game is over. Get 2 base hits, a walk, and then Will Furness came up clutch with a double to tie the game. And then in the bottom of the 10th, it was just Hayden Federico, who has played amazing. He's a true freshman, leads the team in batting average, so good for him, and just a good win for Ole Miss over an undefeated Murray State team, or at least they were undefeated until yesterday.
Oops.
So yeah, just a great win for Ole Miss.
And it's so crazy. Like I don't know what it is, but the freshman class at Ole Miss this year is definitely special. For Federico to do what he did, I think this cements him as the best leadoff hitter in the SEC right now. But what games like this does and games like Arkansas State does is it teaches you and it works the muscle of being able to play in high pressure situations. And that's what we do, and that's what we're building here. To be able to get the most out of games like this and to once again just play good when it matters most, I think it speaks a lot, and it speaks a lot to this team that we have this year and the difference. You get changes to the pitching, you get changes around the whole organization, and I think we're seeing the result of that.
For sure, and I would say pitching has been really impressing me recently. I mean, going back to Wright State, that Sunday game, 4 pitchers, only allowing 5 hits, 7 total base runners. I mean, they keep improving game after game after game, and so I've been loving it so far.
Yeah, I was going to say what you were going to say. My pitching's definitely stood out to me recently. I talked about it when we first started talking about baseball, the new pitching coach, the new staff, bringing those guys in, getting some of those veterans to come back, and I feel like it's really been dominant. Also, our bats have come around, 24 runs in that 3-game series sweep. So I feel like Ole Miss is really looking good. Taking back to what Walker said on the Wednesday night's game, Will Furness staying hot. He's been raking a little bit. And Federico, Tay mentioned, he's really, it's solidifying himself as the best leadoff hitter in the SEC, and it's really consistency, and it's really being able to find that groove of, okay, high pressure situations, keeping our composure and fighting through. Because again, baseball can go any way, one pitch, one swing, it can happen. It's not like it's a complete, you need the whole team to win. It's just one bad pitch. I mean, take it left field. I mean, it's really flip of a game, and so it's can't just let up if you're down, you're losing, and we've shown that the last 2 weeks even, and I feel like going into the SEC play, coming up, we only have 4 games left until that, and so I feel like we got to be able to continue to pitch well and continue to hit.
For sure. And one player that we talked about last week that has been surprising us is Judd Utermark. I mean, he got 2 home runs against Murray State. That is his first multi-home run game in his entire career. Something about Ole Miss, I guess.
Yeah, also Utermark, that was his 7th overall in the year because of those 2 he hit. That is just so big, especially we lost our power guy last year, Andrew Fisher, who hit 20 home runs. So hopefully Utermark can provide another home run boost for us this year, get us a lot of runs batted in. But I don't know if y'all know who Kemp Alderman is, though. He used to play baseball for Ole Miss on that national championship team, and he struggled like Utermark did in his early years, struck out a ton. But then Alderman kind of had that 3rd-year jump, and really that's when he took off and had 19 home runs in one season. So based on what we've seen so far, I think Utermark could have that jump too, and that would mean big things for this program.
I think for sure he would definitely improve. If you are in town and not going anywhere for spring break, they will be back in Swayze. But when we get back, we'll be talking about the NFL and NBA. We'll be back.
Gonna be a hot one out there for move-in weekend, Ole Miss. Good luck this year, Reb.
You did it. You're home. I can't wait for you to discover the true meaning of Hotty Toddy. It's a cheer that connects us all to the red and blue. It's the moment that begins when you step on campus and continues long after you turn your tassel. I can't wait for you to discover your legacy and make the world a better place. Are you ready?
Hi, my name is Lars Roberts. I'm the director of the Student Media Center on the Ole Miss campus. We have a lot of vintage Ole Miss yearbooks available for you. If you're missing a yearbook from whenever you were a student on this great campus, or you know someone who was an alum, go to the Ole Miss Marketplace website and order a yearbook that you can either pick up at the Student Media Center or have delivered directly to you. If you need a yearbook from 2008 or 1988, we have it for you. Books are either $25 or $35 depending on the year that you want. Go to this link, choose your book, choose whether or not you want to have it delivered, and it'll be in your mailbox in a matter of days.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back. We're now going to be talking about the NBA, NFL Combine in a minute. Let's first talk about the NBA. I think we all have stuff to say about our teams. Tay, I want you to start first with the sad news about Kyrie Irving, the Dallas Mavericks, torn ACL.
Yes, the Kyrie Irving situation is extremely saddening and tough to see him be able to hit those 2 free throw shots reminiscent of Kobe. I think it speaks volume to his character, but as the Mavs in general, my take about them was aging like fine wine, because right now you have a team that's in shambles with Anthony Davis out, multiple centers out, a team that's just down to their wicks right now, and you see that when they got blown out yesterday. But all in all, I mean, the Kyrie Irving situation is extremely heartbreaking. Everybody in Dallas loves him. He's a phenomenal person and a phenomenal player. So to see him down like that, no Ramadan Kyrie is definitely sad. But it's interesting to see what the Mavs are going to do from here.
Yeah, it's very heartbreaking, and his character was really shown even when he did get injured and still got walked back out to make the 2 free throws. That just shows the kind of player he is. And yes, my heart goes out to Dallas. But you know who my heart does not go out to is the Memphis Grizzlies, because right now they've lost their last 4 games. The last one being the Thunder, which yes, number 1 in the West easily, whatever. The other 3 before that though, all 3 lost by buzzer beaters against other teams.
Brutal.
It was brutal. One of them being the Atlanta Hawks. Jaren Jackson has sprained his ankle. Jaw is now saying his shoulder hurts. We tend to get 6, 7 players on our injury report every game, and I don't know what these trainers are doing, but it has to be something, because I don't know what they're doing. And all of a sudden, we went from number 2 in the West to number 4. I think we're going to be in a play-in. I'm not even kidding.
No.
I'm not.
Take a breather.
They'll be okay.
The good thing about the West right now is that the 1 and 2 seed are about 7 games apart, right? So it's a lot in the mix. But the season is definitely coming to an end right now. You want to be playing your best basketball going into the NBA playoffs, but hopefully you can turn it around. You're not going to have to play a team that's that difficult to beat.
Right.
Probably one of those younger teams like Rockets or so, but I think y'all will be all right. It's definitely unfortunate to be playing your worst basketball now, but I think it should change around. Ja just got, a 50 burger on him against Shea dropped 50 on Ja last night, I think.
Did he actually?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I was too busy watching Ole Miss.
Exactly.
Then it's on my shoulder, my leg.
I was too busy watching Ole Miss beat Tennessee. But, enough about the negativity. Let's talk about something positive with Luka and the Lakers.
Luka and the Lakers, I will say, you kind of had a misinformation. You said that the Thunder were the best team in the West. That's actually the Lakers. Lakers are the best team in the West.
Really?
Yeah. They're 8-2 in their last 10. LeBron, the greatest of all time, dropped 34 and 33 in his last 5 games. He's going crazy. Hopefully, when they go into the playoffs and when they make their run, him and Bronny are going to do it this year.
I will say, Luka playing the Mavs.
That was, you got a little energy to that, little kick to that one.
It's kind of crazy, too, because it's like, when you go back to that film, like, my NBA trade deadline takes are just aging like fine wine here, guys. The Lakers are the best, not just offensively, but best defensive team in the NBA. The Warriors
best team
picking up some heat right now. Stephen Curry at the Garden the other night. Yo, the NBA playoffs is going to be electric this year. I hope we see the Mavs and the Lakers, excuse me. I hope we see the Lakers play a good team, and I think we see that in the earlier rounds, not opposed to how it usually is where you see the best teams in the conference finals. I hope we see good basketball in the first rounds of the NBA playoffs this year, and I think we can with just how every team is picking up steam.
For sure, yeah, I think so too. It's a great NBA season. So NFL Combine, switching to that, Jackson Dart looking good. Also, no offense to him, he lost weight. He did.
Yeah.
Did y'all not know?
Yeah, no, he looks better. No, he looks better. He's been throwing well. Great deep ball. They say his arm strength's not there, but, we've seen him throw darts. all year. No, but yeah, he's doing good. I think Princely looked good. Princely ran well. He said his 40 time was good. And then Trey Harris, it was actually good to see him run again because he got hurt in that Florida game with his ankle at the end of the year.
Walker looks good too.
Yeah, I ran a 4.5. I got him with the Jamar Chase player comp. I think he looks kind of run like that. I think he'll be second, third round draft pick just because he got hurt. But yeah, I think Rebs look really good in the combine.
Yeah, I think the Rebs and Jackson Dart more specifically is just utilizing this time to rise the draft stock as much. Yeah. It's definitely hard when the discussion going into this draft is, you know, as quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, 1 and 2. So to have Dart be able to kind of rise his stock and get his name in that mix, I think is amazing.
Yep. Yeah, I think Dart solidified himself as the third best quarterback in the draft behind Sanders and Ward, especially them not even throwing at the combine. He had his chance, and I really feel like he made the most of it, had a really good combine performance. But I do want to talk about Will Howard. Terrible combine performance, missing receivers. But, I mean, you can't really feel bad for the guy. He just won a national championship. So
at least he's not afraid to throw the receivers, though. You know what I mean? At least he went out there, showed what he can do.
Exactly. Yeah. I do respect that. Yeah. I feel like everyone should throw at the combine. I feel like you shouldn't just sit out, especially when you go
it's
like
a dream from
Shedeur was going, talking to Dart on the sidelines. Yeah. Why are they not participating? Who knows?
If you don't have to, don't do it. That's my thing. When you put the film out there and you show you can play, let that do the talk.
What kind of teammate is that, though? Do you want that on your team who doesn't want to go out there and, like, provide? I feel like Dart
Cam Ward
is better
not
than
playing the second half of his bowl game.
He's not.
He quit on his team. Dart would never do that. So, yeah, I would not draft Cam Ward.
See, this is the part of the draft stage where you start to get the politics involved, and it goes from what you did on the field doesn't matter to interviews and stuff that doesn't matter.
He didn't play on the field.
Shedeur Sanders is only a college quarterback because of his dad.
Cam Ward.
He
opted out of the second half of his team's bowl game.
Cam Ward pulled Miami into victories at multiple points within the season. On a consistent basis.
But it didn't matter because they didn't make the playoffs.
Okay.
Did we make the playoffs? Did Ole Miss make the playoffs?
But he didn't quit on his team,
though. Did Ole Miss make the playoffs?
We can talk about this later. We can talk about this later. We unfortunately we don't have enough time to talk about all of this, but we can next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will not. Okay, we will. Not next week, but the next week we'll be on spring break. But please tune in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody.